Are we gonna make coconut rice?
Yeah, okay. Be easy. Have a bunch of rice. All right. Let me get. Actually, I didn't get your voice yet. Are
Check.
you? Are you?
Am I in
Are you
position?
sitting? Yeah, are you in position?
Check. I always forget that I can move this.
Oh, yeah,
You always end up moving it for me.
Yeah.
Check. Hi. Is everything good? Okay. Hi. Check.
Chalk.
Check.
All right, I think that's good. All right, let's start.
Check.
Wait, hold on a second. What's the deal? What is it?
Sorry.
Oh, it is recording. Okay. All right. Yeah, we're good. We're good to go whenever you're.
Sorry. Okay. I hate that card. Alright. Episode 38. Wow. Welcome to episode 38 of Mythic Legendaries, a podcast about Magic the Gathering and Hearthstone, brought to you by two old friends who love podcasts and the games we play. My name is Mark Sapphire.
My name is Rich G.
Hey, Rich G.
Hi.
Hello, welcome.
Hi. Welcome.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Episode 38 episodes.
Can you believe it?
It's awesome.
It is. 38 times we've sat here and stared at each other. Sometimes not knowing what the other is talking about at all, but nodding in agreement.
But not
Yeah, oh yeah, cool. Oh,
What?
wow, crazy. Oh, wow. It does what?
I know more than ever what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Because I'm a drafter now.
Yeah, you're a drafter.
I go to Drafts and Drafts. I train in Brew House.
The one time?
So, well, I was going to go again
Tonight. Yeah, it was reminded earlier, I was on, we were in a little Discord chat of the Rhode Island folks in the Rhode Island Discord, and Chris made mention, he was like, oh, tonight, I'm bummed, tonight was Drafts and Drafts, and I realized it's Sunday, because I'm sure everybody's feeling the effects of being like all out of whack with their schedules, and I was like, oh man, what a bummer. Like, I'll have you all come over here. I was like, no, I'm not, no strangers in my house right now, but yeah, it's a bum out. It is such a success.
Yeah.
You know, but it's unfortunate now with good reason. So
coming to grips with social distancing
yeah.
is not easy to wrap your brain around.
Not at all.
It's very counter-human.
We measured the distance between us today, so we're 6 feet.
Yes.
We're 6 feet away.
Yeah.
We extended our distance just in case.
It's like one Mox body length.
One box away.
1 Mox away.
How tall are you? You're over 6 feet, aren't you?
Yeah. I'm an Amazon.
Yeah, it's great.
Like Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
I would say because
Basically.
Wonder Woman is like 7'1",
Right.
so she's taller than me. So I'm 6'2".
Whenever anybody asks me about you, I'm like, oh, she's basically Wonder Woman.
Worst part, thank you. Worst part is the shoes, finding the shoes.
Yeah.
They're out there. You just gotta get them as soon as they come out.
Yep.
Because once they're gone, they don't restock. Like if you find a good style, you have to buy like 2 or 3 pairs.
Right.
Yeah. Today we're gonna talk about
it's
the new standard
year. It's finally it.
In Hearthstone.
We get to
Year
talk
of
about
the
some
Phoenix.
new stuff.
There's a lot of new stuff.
Awesome.
I'm just learning. If you didn't get a chance to watch the over hour and a half reveal stream,
Wow.
I've taken some notes and going to give you the highlights. Talk about a few of the new card reveals that are pretty exciting, and then we'll leave more card reveals for next week.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool.
So get everyone caught up out there.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of stuff coming, so you gotta portion it out, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
Yeah. Awesome. I'm excited for you.
What's going on in Magic this week?
This week we have the basic stuff that is going on for my personal stuff, ladder climbing and deck building and whatnot, and then also a little bit. I want to just go over the arena response to the current health situation, being that Magic is called Magic the Gathering, and currently we're not supposed to be gathering. So Arena has implemented a whole bunch of changes and new things for the foreseeable future on how people can actually still play on a competitive level, on a Friday Night Magic level, on a casual level. So they're doing a whole bunch of things online, so it's accessible to everybody, and they're offering a lot more stuff. So I'm just going to touch on that if anybody hasn't seen it.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah. So I'm going to go over that, and then just the standard stuff too.
Because do they have big tournaments coming up for like in-person stuff?
Mm-hmm.
There's always something going on.
Yeah. So the first wave of tournaments the last couple of weeks all got canceled. There's supposed to be a whole bunch all like in one weekend, and they all got canceled. So in response to that, pardon the pun, in response, we're going to...
Your go. Yeah, I will allow it.
Nice. Oops. Their response is to actually organize online, like large online tournaments for Arena, which is not, they haven't done that yet. So we'll see how that goes. But.
Is that all it says in Magic when you emote? Is oops and nice? Oh man,
it's the worst. There was a new update, and if somebody says nice to you, you can now say thanks. But only if they say nice. Like it unlocks like a certain.
In Hearthstone, it's like I approve of this madness.
It's so video gamey.
Yeah, there's lots of different things.
Ours are like one word. Or maybe two, like your go is 2 words. Oops, nice, good game. That right there is like the equivalent when somebody plays a brazen borrower in Magic, and it's the fairy comes out of the left side of the screen and like steals a bottle and then like runs away, and all this like twinkly music happens. That's what that is to me.
Why don't we just start with that, since I already played the sound 5 times. This is the
it.
Hall of Fame list.
Mm-hmm.
Is Leroy Jenkins is going to the Hall of Fame.
Does that mean it's no longer playable?
No longer playable in Standard.
Okay.
Will be playable in Wild.
Okay.
It's kind of like a set in Wild, you could say,
mm-hmm.
a Hall of Fame set.
Mm-hmm.
And it's still in Wild, and we don't have to deal with it anymore.
That's good, right?
Standard. It's very good.
People don't like that card?
Well, a lot of people love it and a lot of people hate it. I hate it because it's always Leroy Jenkins that will just take you out. Like right when you're about to set up and change the tempo of the game into your favor, and like you're like, okay, my board is strong. I just need my next turn. I'm set up to do some real damage.
Mm-hmm.
And then Leroy Jenkins ruins your fucking day. So he's gone.
Yep.
As of April 7th, which is when the new year, standard year, begins for Hearthstone, Year of the Phoenix. So there's 5 neutral minions that are getting Hall of Fame. The next one is Mountain Giant. This sound is not very loud.
Okay.
All right.
A little growly.
He's a little growly.
Yeah.
He's an 8/8 for 12 minion. Epic.
An 8/8 for 12?
Costs 1 less for each other card in your hand.
Okay.
And so sometimes you can get him out on turn 4.
Okay.
And he's just been that card that's always been in tokeny decks where you get a lot, or hand decks, and I'm glad to be rid of him. I'm so happy for this new standard year. Next one.
Engaging TC-130 mental dislocator. Who are you? Engaging.
Oh, sorry. That's Mind Control Tech,
Okay.
lovingly known as MC Tech.
Okay.
It's Rich's face right now. Is a 3/3 for 3. Mind Control Tech is a rare battle cry minion. Battle cry. If your opponent has 4 or more minions, take control of 1 at random. So this is a tech card against token decks, or cards that develop really, decks that develop their board really fast. And it's just one of those, it's a tech card, and it's called MC Tech, and it's out of here.
Bye.
Bye.
Let the pain speak to me. Bring the pain.
Let me guess, that's a...
Yes.
That's a...
Such a creep.
That's a wizard, not wizard.
Acolyte of Pain.
What's the class?
It's neutral, so you can put it in any deck.
Oh, okay. All right.
Whenever this minion takes damage, draw a card. It's a 1/3 for 3. Very valuable.
That's a good card.
Very good card.
Any damage? Like you can damage it yourself?
You can damage it yourself. Yep. Excuse me, I have been drinking a lot of
Dr. P.
Diet Dr. P.
Shout out
Is
Four
it-
Beverages.
Is it diet? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
So, the sweet one. Oh my god, I almost sent you a picture last night. There's a cherry diet Dr. Pepper.
Yes, it's delicious.
I have not tried it yet.
If
The sweet one.
I had to drink sodas, it's either cherry vanilla Coke Zero or diet cherry Dr. Pepper.
I've tried. I'm bringing us two next week.
Yeah, I rarely drink real sodas. And
Yeah.
if I do, it's diet, which is probably worse than real ones, but that's the one.
Okay.
Yeah, Coke Zero, orange vanilla, Coke Zeros. You can only get them in cans though.
If you hate diet soda, we challenge you to
Yeah.
try Diet Dr.
Diet Dr.
anything, because they nailed that.
Yeah.
They nailed it. Yeah, so this is a great card. They're adding draw cards for every class, and they're like, we have the draw thing.
Mhm.
We don't need this guy anymore. And you're out of there. And I'm very happy about the last neutral Hall of Famer.
Your magic shall not save you. Die, mage.
Wow.
It's an awesome card. It
He's
ruins your opponent's day.
Yeah. What is it
Yeah.
called?
Spellbreaker, Battlecry Silence, a minion. It's a 4/3 for 4. So it's got good stats,
Mhm.
and it does a powerful thing every time you play it.
Yeah.
He's kind of cool. I am gonna miss him a little bit, but
Was that an always played card for you?
it was when you had these decks that were like taunt this and taunt everything had a taunt, and then you can just throw in a Spellbreaker to kind of break the meta a little bit.
Mhm.
You know, like it's a tech card. So so you'd add him in. He was really good. So that's our neutral Hall of Fame
That's cool.
list. So that's cool. I'm really happy about that. It should freshen up everything. Everything is going to get so refreshed. I have 2 pages of notes here.
Oh boy.
So like I said, April 7th, the pre-purchase bundle is a 90 packs for $80 or 55 packs for $50. With the 90 pack bundle, you get a bunch of stuff, and with 55 pack bundle, you get a bunch of stuff. Just want to say about that, I don't work for them or anything, but the card back, amazing.
What does it look
There's
like?
2 serpents.
Uh-huh.
It's very like Never-Ending Story-ish.
Oh yeah, the
Awesome.
never-ending story thing. I remember that.
Yeah. They're not in a perfect circle, but they look like those serpents, and they are kind of circular. It's symmetrical.
Is that like the symbol for the new set or something, or does it represent something? Or
I don't think it's the actual logo for the set, but that's the card back for the set.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm excited. Speaking of card backs, the season card back that you get, normally you would win 5 games in the season, and you unlock the season card back. So at the beginning of the next season, you get awarded the card back. They're changing that so that as soon as you win 5 games in the season, you're going to get the card back right away, and you're going to be able to use the card back right away.
Oh, they like held it hostage all season?
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird.
They kept it as part of your like prize package at the end.
I see.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. You get it now.
They're up in rewards.
That's cool.
Big time.
Yeah.
Okay, let me tell you. Okay, so first of all, they're redoing the packs.
Mm-hmm.
So now there's going to be duplicate protection.
Oh, good.
Is that what they have in Magic?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We're behind.
Yeah.
You will no longer receive more than 2 copies of any common, rare, or epic card until you've collected 2 from that set. That's your thing?
It's
4?
It's very similar, yeah. Once you have 4 of something, well, I'll break down real quick. Once you have 4 of something, if you do get another one again, it goes to the vault. Remember the vault I was telling you about?
Oh, yeah.
So if you do get a duplicate as a reward, it counts towards your vault progress. And then when your vault gets to 100%, then you get more wild cards. So that's your duplicate protection. Like it pays into a bank, and then you can use your vault whenever it's full.
Like remember last expansion, I kept getting, every time I got to like 15 packs, I would get an epic like grizzled guardian something, and I was pissed off. I must have opened 6 or 7 of them.
Yeah.
So now they're saying no, we want to help you build your collection.
Right.
And now we have duplicate protection.
That's
Oh my
good.
god, long overdue. It's awesome. Totally awesome.
That's awesome.
The ranked ladder. Throw your old ranked ladder in the garbage.
Throw it in the trash. Take notes, Arena.
This, I wish I could play the Leroy Jenkins on the thing right here. Okay. Oh my god. Alright. This is the new rank system.
Okay.
It's gonna be, everyone's gonna start at bronze 10.
Okay.
Then, okay, here's all the different levels. You
Okay.
got bronze,
Yep.
silver,
Weird.
gold,
Wow, I'm not familiar with this. Okay. keep
Platinum.
going. Oh my god, really?
diamond.
Shut up.
I'm serious.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then legend.
Okay. Wow. They just ripped it straight. They were in their board meeting, as I've said in the past. They're just sitting in a room. They're like, "Hey, can we borrow that ladder system, please?" And they're like, "Yeah, okay. Just don't call the last one mythic. Call it legendary or legend."
But they said,
And they're like,
okay.
Yeah, you can use everything
So
else.
guess what? We're gonna do it better.
Yeah, and we're gonna do better. Tell
Okay.
me how it works.
Okay.
Tell me the thing that I want Arena to do.
Oh my god. So okay.
So-
It's bronze 10, right?
Mhm.
Then 9, 8, 7, 6,
Right.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Right.
Then the next, in between each different level within the level,
Mhm.
you have to is 3 stars.
Okay.
Now, at each time you hit 10, and then you hit 5,
Mhm.
that's a plateau. That's what do they call it?
A safety tier or whatever.
There's a word for it. Ranked floor.
A ranked floor. Okay.
So
So
you
you stop there and you can never go
you
back.
can't go back. And
Shut up.
they're gonna give they're giving you rewards every time you hit a new
Uh-huh.
ranked floor.
Yeah.
You get rewards, and the rewards are better than ever.
I bet they are.
You're gonna get packs. They're giving away packs now, and they're giving away like 3 legendaries or
Mhm.
3 rares, or not legendaries. I think you'll get legendaries once you hit like legendary.
Mhm.
But on the way there, you're gonna get rares. You're gonna get a pack of rares, or there's a whole chart
That's awesome.
that just tells you all the different prizes you get
Yep.
as you make your way up the ladder.
Yep.
So it's very rewarding. Then, as you progress, you gain bonuses.
Okay.
So you can still hit win streaks,
Mhm.
and then as you progress and you hit win streaks, you gain bonus stars.
Mhm.
So at the end of the season, everybody, even if you're a legend player, you get knocked back down to bronze 10,
Right.
which sounds really bad. However, they've said that you actually progress faster than you did before with the current ladder, because of the bonuses you earn throughout the season. I don't know exactly how it's going to work until it actually happens, but
Mhm.
as you win you get more. The bonuses push you up the ladder faster.
Okay.
So if
That's
you're like a high legend player, you don't worry. You don't have to like grind your whole way up.
Right.
Technically, you get sent back to bronze 10, but
Well, bronze is like 2 up, right? It's like wait, bronze is the first one?
bronze is the.
I'm thinking gold. Sorry, I'm thinking gold because in bronze is the same one in Magic. So it's bronze, silver, gold, platinum, diamond.
Bronze, silver, gold, platinum, diamond, legend.
Yeah.
They say the legend ladder is still the same. Once you hit legend,
Yeah.
everything's the same with that, but everything else has changed.
Mhm.
It sounds fun.
Yeah.
It sounds.
I like your protected floor or whatever it's called.
Yeah, ranked floors.
Floor. Yeah, that's really cool.
At 10 and
that's
5.
That's what I've mentioned for Arena a couple of times.
So I wonder though. I wonder if at the beginning. I wonder if I'm going to get any credit for being at rank 10 right now. I made it to rank 9 this season, or if they're just going to say everyone starts right at the beginning.
Probably has to reset. Yeah.
I think that would be cool.
Yeah.
If you have everyone, even the pros, everyone just gets.
Everybody goes
The
back.
slate
Yeah.
is wiped clean. The whole ladder's wiped
That's
clean.
what I think it should be anyway.
That would be cool.
Yeah. If you're all working hard to get to a certain point, the people who got further should all have to work hard.
If
from
all
the
that,
same point.
yeah,
If they're redoing something, if the thing's reset to a different method, then
Mhm.
everybody should start at the beginning. But that's my opinion.
I wonder if we get dust for all these Hall of Fame cards too. Anyway, moving on.
Well, if it's anything like Arena, you will, because whenever they ban whenever they ban a card, you get
I'm supposed to be the
Gems.
Hearthstone authority on the show.
gems for that.
I'll get back to you on that. You know I'm behind on the show notes.
I'm saying is that if they sat in the boardroom and got changed notes, that's what they do. That's what they're gonna do.
I apologize to our listeners. I'm behind on posting show notes and stuff. I'm gonna get caught up. I will. Trust me. I will. I love doing the show notes.
I trust you.
It's been tough at work right now.
I bet. It's tough for everybody.
Usually I bid for my schedule the first week for the next month. I had to redo my schedule 5 times.
Wow.
Because in the airline industry is in massive turmoil, unprecedented. No one's booking new future flights.
Right.
We need a bailout to survive.
Right.
It's like millions of jobs are at stake. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And so they keep cutting the flights and redoing all the trips.
Right.
Because all the trips we bid on in work are all pre-done the month before. So they've wiped the slate clean, the bidding ladder, and we have to rebid.
Wow.
So I've had to rebid 5 times. Last night I bid again, and it's not easy. Pardon me, because you have to look at every trip and decide on what you want to bid on. It takes a lot of work to like do a good bid. It takes hours. So there's a lot of extra work this month trying to get a schedule and still hoping. I don't even know if I'm gonna have a schedule.
Right.
Not till Tuesday when the bids come out will I even know what's happening. They may put me on reserve.
Have you heard about any layoffs or anything yet, or are they not going that far just yet? Are they still
they're
figuring it out?
Well, my company's never laid off anyone in the whole history. So they want to prevent that.
Yeah.
But I know, I've heard stories in the past they've come really close to going bankrupt, and after other tragedies like 9/11, and there's been other things too that I can't think of off the top of my head. But so they're not talking layoffs yet. But everything's on the table right now.
Yeah.
They're cutting costs like crazy.
Yeah.
And they're really hoping for this stimulus money because we are a major airline.
Right.
We're the smallest major airline, I think. But so it's crazy.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm getting caught up with show notes.
Yes.
Because we have some fun show notes from the last show.
Yes,
and you can find our show notes on our Discord, discord.me/Mythic Legendaries. It's a great way to support the show. Just tell us you're listening and that you enjoy the show.
Yeah. Like, hey, I listened. Thanks.
Yeah, if we can see that you join the Discord, that means we know that you listen to the show. So we appreciate everyone in the Discord, and especially appreciate the folks that are making it their own, because that's what we want, is like a safe place for our creativity and to be able to share whatever you'd like to share. So it's just like a fun place for listeners of the show to hang out and get to know one another.
Oh, absolutely.
And you can meet each other in person too at Drafts and Drafts when all this
quarantine is over.
Is lifted. Yeah. So if everything I hasn't told you is enough, I still have 2 more things to talk about.
Yeah. Go for it. Hearthstone.
New class. First ever new Hearthstone class since the release.
That's awesome. What's it called?
It's called Demon Hunter. And the Demon Hunter, his name is Illidan.
Okay.
It's Ilya.
He's Illy.
And his followers are called the Illidanni.
Okay, cool.
And his hero power is Demon Claws. It gives your hero +1 attack this turn. So it's like he equips a weapon. But it only costs 1.
Okay, that's good. It's cheap.
It's cheap. Which is the only hero power that costs 1. The class identity is super ultra aggressive, in your face every turn, attacking you on turn 1. Weapons. We've got lifesteal weapons, because when you're constantly hitting with face damage with weapons and stuff, you're taking a lot of damage.
Right.
So while there's no like big healing, there's like chip away healing with lifesteal weapons and lifesteal minions, and there's things that there's a lot of weapons, but there's things that there's going to be a minion that it makes ignore taunt. So if you're playing a whole board of taunt minions, and I play this minion, and then I swing and I hit your face, you're gonna die.
That's awesome.
Totally awesome.
That's a big ability. Ignore taunt, right? Because taunt is so.
It's the first time ever that there's been an ignore
it's like
taunt.
a new keyword, or it's an ability.
Yeah.
Right. That's pretty cool.
It's.
I want to see how that works out.
They're changing the game.
It's really cool to hear a game changing in such a way it's like brand new, that because that gives everybody the opportunity to like break it, or like just be inventive with it. So it'd be really cool to see what happens. Yeah. And I'm sure within the first week somebody will figure out some crazy thing that they have to dial back, because somebody always does.
It seems OP.
Yeah.
This class right now, and it comes out, you get all the cards together, you put together a deck, and I think you're going to be swinging hard.
Is there a card off the top of your head that gives all of your enemy minions taunt?
Give all of your enemy minions taunt?
Yeah.
Your enemy's minions taunt?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Why would you want to do that?
Because then that thing ignores taunt.
Ignores? Yeah.
Right? It's like in Magic, you always look for something that gives your opponent something that you can take away. Okay. So you can, go underneath or go above, or like somehow throw your opponent for a loop. So that's always where my brain goes first. Yeah. When a card says ignore XYZ, you look for a way to give XYZ. Yeah. Right? Yeah. And then take it away.
There might be.
You know what I mean? Like just kind of like playing with that methodology of just.
There might be. The card reveals there's so many new cards right now. I haven't even had a chance to really dip in.
That's a lot of stuff. That's great.
Yeah, we'll be talking about that next show. Yeah. Card reveals, hot takes.
Hot takes.
For the new set, and what's leaving, and what's coming, and what's going to be strong, and I mean, there's just so much happening. Last week there was nothing.
I know. Last week you were scraping the bottom of the barrel to talk about stuff. Yeah.
This week
But it's great.
My mouth is foaming.
Foaming, frothing, as you put it.
I am frothing at the mouth here. Oh, okay. So Demon Hunter's way behind from the other classes. Have had 3 years of expansions and stuff. So what they're doing is everyone's going to be able to play a free prologue adventure for Demon Hunter.
Okay.
Where as you play through this fun adventure, which they're really great with the solo content, you're going to earn 30 cards. 10 basic cards that are from the basic set, and then 20 what they call the initiate set, which is catch up.
Sure.
But there's epics in there, and there's probably a legendary in there.
Cool.
They're also going to give you a Demon Hunter starter deck. So
for free, like it goes to your collection.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. It's awesome.
It's amazing. And then every expansion in the Year of the Phoenix is going to get 15 Demon Hunter cards, which normally it's only 10 cards per class that are class specific cards.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome. Setting everybody up to just dive right in, right?
Yes.
Awesome.
Which brings us to the okay. Before we move on, I have to talk about the Demon Hunter keyword that's being introduced is outcast.
Okay.
And outcast is it means the card does a special outcast ability.
Like bombs over Baghdad. Right?
I don't know. That song.
No, like
Oh, outcast.
Is that what you mean? Like that?
Plus some outcast.
Why is that the only Outcast song I can?
He's got so many great songs.
What is that other one? That one that. What song is that? Oh my God.
Miss Jackson. I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. Oh hey.
Hey, that's the one. Hey, oh my God, that song was everywhere.
Be doing this.
Yeah.
How? By
3,000.
Andre 3000? There we go. So that's what plays every time that happens?
Every time your Demon Hunter ability triggers. Great video. That was an epic album when that came out. Every song was good.
Was that Atlians or was that Outcast 3000? Wait, no, not Outcast. What was that record called? It was so long ago. That is so.
I'm clicking the Spotify link here. Let's see what it says. Will it tell me what album it came from? Oh man.
I got it.
Okay.
Stankonia.
Stankonia?
Speakerbox. It was Speakerbox. Had to be Speakerbox. Because like Atlians was 96, Aquamini was 98, Stankonia was 2000, Speakerbox, Love Below was 2003. I think that was the one.
I'll give you some Outcast examples. And we have a Consume Magic is a 1-cost spell. It reads silence an enemy minion, outcast, draw a card. So you get a bonus effect. If it's for the Magic players out there, you know, Hearthstone is just a video game. It only exists as a video game.
Yes.
As you get cards in your hand, they maintain their position in order in your hand.
You can't go like this.
Right, you can't randomize the order of the cards in your hand. Although, I bet you there'll be a card one day that randomizes the fucking order because it matters. So if Consume Magic is the leftmost or the rightmost card, so if you have just drawn it or if you've had it, it's going to affect the way you play because you may want to activate it or not activate it.
So that's such a weird, like a gameplay thing that's so different, yeah.
And we also have positioning on the board is important too. So you have cards that when they hit the board, they can do things to adjacent minions, or you have a spell. There's a spell that crushes the left your opponent's leftmost minions. So left and rightmost minion.
So it squishes them or
It
whatever.
squishes them.
Yeah.
And people used to put their taunts on the ends all the time, just like culturally. That would be like a way you set up your board, like with the walls on the ends.
Right.
And then they made that card that squishes them. So now I always put my taunts in the middle,
That's
just
cool.
in case.
That's just like a thing, like to.
Yeah.
Just in case they have it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's one of the Outcast cards. There's some cool things that take into account the souls of the fallen.
Is that a metalcore band from 1997?
Yeah. I love that. Souls of the Fallen, and I think I coined the phrase pool of dead minions.
Yeah.
Which would be another cool
that's a good
band
one.
name. Souls of the Fallen is better though. Because that's very image provoking. Souls of the Fallen. Okay, anyway, sorry. After a friendly minion dies, deal 3 damage to a random enemy. This is a class specific card, it's a Demon Hunter card. Okay, so it does stuff like that. As your minions die, they do things to your opponent's minions, which is good. Also damages the minions to whom the next hero attacks. Deal 4 damage to all minions. Demon Hunter is super powerful. I guess where it lacks is in hard removal. It's not like Priest, where, you know, Priest has just silence and destroy all minions, Plague of Death. It has a lot. Priest has a lot of those kind of cards, or like Priest has Holy Nova, deal 2 damage to all enemy minions, restore 2 health to all friendly characters. Priest is really strong. I bet Priest is gonna be the biggest opponent of Demon Hunter.
Like the opposite of it.
Yeah.
And like Magic has like opposing colors, like enemy colors.
Yeah.
You know, is that like kind of the same thing?
It's meta specific,
Okay.
so it changes from meta to meta.
Yep.
So I'm just trying to get a grip on now, like what's Demon Hunter is gonna be super powerful. It's like when Bomb Warrior came out.
Bomb Warrior.
Which I didn't bet on Bomb Warrior,
Mhm.
and I should have put all my cards into Bomb Warrior because it was just the deck to beat. It was #1 meta tier 1 deck.
You know what's
So
really
the-
funny? Okay,
what?
sorry to interrupt, but I just because you're talking about Demon Hunter.
Yeah.
I popped in the search term Demon Hunter in
Yeah.
YouTube. Remember I told you Demon Hunter was a metalcore band,
Yeah.
right?
Play some.
So if you type in Demon Hunter on YouTube, the first thing is their band thing, and then right below it is the Demon Hunter Hearthstone trailer. So I wonder how much traffic they just are starting to see because of the fact that all the Hearthstone people are looking stuff up on YouTube. So this is the band Demon Hunter.
Let's hear it. I'm gonna put it in the show notes.
This is an ad. Hold on. There we go.
Here's some synth. Alright.
Yeah. Not bad.
Ooh! What's the singer look like?
Shaved head, like kind of like.
Either shaved head or super long hair.
Yeah, no, he's shaved head guy. Like I think he has a beard. Like he looks like what he sounds like with a shaved head.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like he might brew beer at home.
Is the chorus gonna be alright, let's predict. Is the chorus gonna be screamed or
It's probably gonna be
sung?
like death metal vocal like that.
That's what I'm thinking. Here it comes.
Ooh, he's starting to.
Uh-oh.
Huh?
Oh, he stuck with it.
Of course, he's got his hands above his head doing this one.
This reminds me of the guy from the guy from the Marvel movies.
Oh, Jeremy Renner.
In the desert with a fucking
his
trench coat.
Alright, we'll pause this for now. It's a 4 minute and 7 second song, and we're only a minute and a half in, so. But that's Demon Hunter.
The drummer
Yeah.
is putting in overtime, the double bass.
There was a point where Demon Hunter and Zayo were like playing together a
Oh,
lot
really?
because they're both Christian bands.
Oh, cool.
Demon Hunter is a Christian band, and Zayo at one point before they had a lot of transformations.
Yeah.
But they come from that whole like southeast United States like Christian hardcore metal scene, but Demon Hunters remained like very Christian and very like that's what their lyrics revolve around, whereas other bands kind of went straight a little bit. So there you go.
Yeah, and Zayo, a lot of their lyrics are questionable.
Mm-hmm.
They're not like specifically Christian kind of stuff. I love Zayo.
Yeah.
Zayo's awesome.
I like that we can talk about Hearthstone and then totally. I mean, for real though, we can turn people on to music that we have some sort of connection to from such a crazy like, oh, Hearthstone, this music, we used to listen to this kind of music.
All right,
I mean, it's like such a cool.
all right, I just touched the surface of this, but I'll get a little deeper, next level deeper.
Okay.
Zayo Ghost Song. There's something about when I heard Ghost Song when it first came out, which was like over 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like about suicide, and you know, if you're a depressed person,
What was the name of the song?
Ghost Song,
Ghost.
PSAL.
Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah.
There's something about being sad and depressed, and then hearing an angry song about depression
Mm-hmm.
that is cathartic.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, you know, it's weird.
It recognizes, it validates your feelings.
Yeah,
and you
yeah.
can be like, yeah, I'm not crazy, or I'm not. So I don't want to use the wrong terminology to describe emotions, because like saying you're crazy is like, that's kind of a negative thing, right? That's a wrong way to put that on somebody who feels a certain way.
Yeah,
Because you're not crazy. You feel how you feel because of something.
yeah,
And you're trying to fix it. But when you are validated in that way, somebody's singing about something you can relate to, or and you can just be like it's the feeling of not being alone, right?
right.
Yeah, and it's like you can be like, oh, thank goodness somebody actually relates to me in a little bit, and I'm allowed to feel this way. 'Cause other
Yes,
people feel
yes.
that way. Yeah.
And it made me feel better.
Yeah.
I
Well,
would listen to
that's
that
awesome.
song. I would listen to. I mean, that's what drew me to a lot of music.
Really.
Yeah, Disembodied. Oh, don't get me going.
You came in here today moshing the Firestorm, so this song is 5 minutes and 40 seconds.
How many listens does it have? When was it uploaded?
659 views, February 2017.
Should be 659,000.
Oh my god, it was so good.
Okay, concerts. Oh my god, so good.
Okay, sorry. We as friends go so far back with music stuff that it's always nice to revisit things that we haven't listened to in so long. I've been so off the music tip as I've gotten older, you know, and it's kind of sad, but also it's nice to.
I still draw strength from these old
Yeah,
songs
yeah,
that I loved.
They mean something.
They
Yeah.
give me strength.
Yeah. So we highly recommend checking out new music. If you're into heavy music, we'll put it in the show notes and stuff for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
So, sorry.
Okay,
Back on track for your Hearthstone.
Back on track. Yeah, to wrap up, we were talking about Priest and how Priest may be the anti-hero to Demon Hunter. But Priest is going through changes. Big changes. Priest has traditionally been like a combo deck. So Divine Spirit, Inner Fire, Divine Spirit doubles a minion's health, and then Inner Fire makes the health match the attack, and then you would hit face. But man, and there's all these other different combos too. But they want to get it more to, they're getting back to class identity.
Mm-hmm.
So they're Hall of Faming 6 cards. One of them, namely, is Divine Spirit is getting Hall of Fame, plus a bunch of other ones. And they're introducing 6 new Priest cards to make Priest more, giving Priest more control tools, to make Priest identity be more about control.
Mm-hmm.
And Shadow Word Ruin is one of the 6 cards that displays that prominently is it's a 4-cost spell. Destroy all minions with 5 or more attack.
Okay.
So that's a very strong board clear. That's an epic spell. You can play 2 of them.
Do decks have minions that have that?
Let me give you an example of what's going on, Priest.
Yeah.
Priest plays the Albatross. This is the only deck I've had any success with on ladder this month.
Okay.
It's fucking
Perfect.
Albatross Control Priest.
Okay. Those words are Greek to me.
You play an Albatross.
Like the bird.
The
like
bird.
The giant bird.
Yeah.
Okay.
When it comes out, it goes ha ha ha.
Of course it does.
And then the death rattle is give your opponent 2 1/1 birds.
So when your albatross dies, it gives your opponent 2 birds.
2 1/1s
Yeah.
into the deck. So
Oh, in
waters
the-
down
okay.
your deck.
Okay.
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 Then you have a spell that adds another. You can stack death rattles,
Mhm.
and so it gives it. The death rattle is when this minion dies, summon 2 copies of it.
Okay.
So it makes 2 more.
So just kind of yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then you have another minion where when you play it, the battle cry is summon a minion from your pool of dead minions
Okay.
and give it reborn.
So
Reborn.
is when it dies. It does the
It
thing
comes,
again.
it resurrects with 1 health.
Right. Okay.
You can put over 21 birds in your
That's
opponent's deck.
That's really funny.
It's amazing. And then you have all these board clears, and then all these resurrect things that brings all your minions keep coming back.
Yeah.
The game, I played a game last night, it was over 45 minutes long.
Wow. I didn't know they could last that
Oh
long.
my god, they last so long, especially when you're playing Priest, which is what I don't like about Priest, but sometimes you have to play Priest.
That's funny. The only equivalent in Magic where you can do something to your opponent is the card that I've talked about very recently is Captive Audience. Remember that the enchantment where you give it to your opponent?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's the only thing currently that I can think of that like messes with your opponent's, not even their deck, it's just their board,
Uh-huh.
where they have to make a decision on something you gave them, and they can only get rid of it if they have like a disenchant or whatever. But yeah, that's really cool, that mechanic in Hearthstone where you can like mess with your opponent's deck and stuff too. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, because there's cards that pull random cards out of your deck, and cards like in Rogue,
Mm-hmm.
is very unfavored against this Priest deck because Rogue pulls all these random things out of their deck that didn't start in their deck. So they're trying to set up things that didn't start in their deck into their deck so they can pull it out for free.
Right.
Instead, they pull out 1/1
So
birds.
weird. That's so weird. That's cool though.
And the priestess hero skin, she says, if you threaten your opponent with an emote, she goes, "You will regret this." It's so awesome. Oh, I love this game.
I love how opposite we are with that stuff. Because there's with your planeswalkers in Magic in the Arena, they talk like when you activate them or if you attack them. They talk, they react, like they say whatever in flavor, but that option has been clicked off since day one for me. Like I've never ever heard my planeswalkers talk. I only know what they sound like because if I watch like a YouTube video and somebody has the emotes for the planeswalkers on, but I would have no idea.
So you
Yes.
as Rich GX
Yes.
can emote stuff.
Yes.
Then you play a planeswalker.
Mm-hmm.
You can click on your planeswalker card, and it has its own set of
Has its
emotes.
own voice. Yeah.
Only one emote?
No,
Or
it has a few. It has like a selection of things. It says, yeah.
that is awesome.
You like that?
I love that because Hearthstone, I can do that as me, as the hero, and then when you play a card, it makes a sound.
Right.
When it attacks, it makes a sound. When it dies, it makes a sound. But I think they should take it to the next level. And when you play a legendary minion, you should be able to click on the legendary minion, and it should have its own set of emotes.
Yeah, because all planeswalkers are legendary.
They all
so
say
that's why
things
they-
anyway, but they should say more. You should be able to click on it during the game
Yeah,
and have it
something,
say
right?
shit,
Yeah.
talk shit. I just want all my cards talking shit
Yeah.
all the time.
It's pretty much what the Planeswalkers do. They're
I don't even care if you mute me, because I don't know. That's the thing.
Right, you don't know. If
I
you're
don't
muted.
know if I'm being muted,
Right. Yeah.
but I'm having fun.
I just very recently took mute off just because when I play friends and stuff, like if I'm streaming or if I'm just playing friends, whatever, I want to be able to just say hi and stuff, like say hello, literally just click the hello thing. But yeah, emote, like when I have, for the most part, had emotes turned off since I started playing the game, it's nice to just not know if you're muted or not. Like you just turn it off and don't worry about it. So I've played the game that way. Today I was playing and I forgot to turn the emotes off again because I was playing with friends earlier or whenever I was playing last. And somebody good gamed me like before they won.
Oh.
And that mentally that little like that dig is like
Uh-huh.
the word. And they were gonna win. So they went to their draw step and said good game. And I was like, and yeah,
That's
of course
they have
they were
Leroy
playing.
Jenkins. They have Leroy Jenkins.
Pretty
That's
much.
probably
They're
what,
playing,
that's
they're
what
playing
happens.
mono red. Leroy Jenkins. So Leroy Jenkins, in my mind, equates Annex and Embercleave in Magic right now. So I'll show you what that means.
Okay.
But that's what it is to our listeners. Leroy Jenkins is hated as much as your opponent having Annex in play, attacking, and then playing Embercleave.
I'm feeling that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They always have it.
It's always
They
fucking.
always have it.
Yep. So to wrap up.
Hey.
Ooh.
She's trying to get in the closet where she hides, but she's yelling at George because she can't get in.
Oh my gosh. So the first expansion in the Year of the Phoenix is called Ashes of Outland.
Okay. So this is another set? Like
This
it's
is
like a
the
core set
set.
and then like a
This is the first set of the new standard year. So we've talked about all the changes of the Year of the Phoenix, the new
Okay.
standard year.
Oh, the Year of the Phoenix isn't the name of the set, it's the name of the year or the season.
Right.
Oh, okay. I was
yeah.
unaware. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And then next week we're gonna talk about Ashes
actual
of
set.
Outland,
Okay.
the set,
Gotcha.
the card reveals. There was a new demon. There's a lot of demons coming out. Magtheridon, 12/12 for 4. Dormant.
What does
Battle
what does
Cry.
dormant mean?
Dormant
That's
means,
what I saw and I had no idea what it
dormant means it's on the board,
meant.
but it's asleep.
Asleep. Right, that's what dormant.
Yeah, it doesn't do anything. It doesn't block, it can't attack. It's just taking up a space on the board,
Uh-huh.
which we have a limited board space.
Right.
You can only have 7 minions on the board.
Right.
And so it's going to awaken after certain criteria is met. And this criteria is it summons, the battle cry is that it summons 3/1/3 enemy warders. So I think they're just 1/3 kind of tokens.
Right.
And when they die, destroy all minions and awaken.
Okay.
So when those die, so then the goal would be to have a 12/12 on the board with nothing,
Can you
Else.
sacrifice
your own minions.
Yeah.
You can deal damage to them.
Is there anything that you can? Is there anything in Hearthstone that works like a sacrifice outlet? That's like what we refer like in Magic. Like it's a card that says sacrifice a creature and then do whatever. Is there anything that you can do that? No.
No. There's just direct damage that you can target them with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure that'd be pretty strong if there was like a that kind of thing. For,
And there's cards like there's cards that summon a bunch of like 1/1s that attack one minion, and then if it dies, and then they stay on the board. But there's nothing like
if you die,
there's no area of effect. Well, there's area effects that deal damage to all the minions.
Right.
There's none that do just to your own minions, but there'll be some that do just to enemy minions or to all minions.
Yeah.
So I can imagine we're using something to clear the board. But that's amazing. A 12/12 for 4. More of that to come next week.
That's awesome.
Come back for more info in episode 39.
That's awesome. I'm excited for you. We got a new stuff to talk about.
Absolutely.
And I can't wait for you to start making decks. And
I wish I could afford to do a contest, but can't.
It's all right.
I can't. Gotta hold on to the cash right
It's
now.
all good. We're all feeling it. So
Yeah.
no pressure there. Let all the sponsored people give stuff away. We'll just continue.
If there is a sponsored person right now that has a bunch of codes from Blizzard that wants to help us out and throw us a code to give away, that would be much appreciated.
Yeah, I know Brian Kibler listens to the show all the time.
Yeah.
So why don't he can just text me and just shoot me a code. You know,
text Rich
just
G,
text me. You know, he's got it.
and if you, that would be much appreciated.
It's all good. It's all good. Just reaching out to the bros.
Yeah, just reach out to the community. You know, the other. You know.
You know.
Yeah.
My go.
Your go.
Oh, it's 54. It's 54. All right, cool. So thanks for that.
Are we streaming live on Twitch right now?
No.
Okay.
No.
Next time.
We got Magic stuff to talk about. So first and foremost, as everybody is aware, we are in the midst of a global pandemic, and it is very dangerous to be in large groups of people, even small groups of people at this point. It's my advice, and it is our advice, to make sure you are following the rules and regulations set forth by your state and federal governments, because this is not going to go away if we don't follow instructions. So I highly advise you to not go to your local game stores if they're still offering Friday Night Magics and such. But I just want to put that out there. We are definitely following the rules and making sure that we are staying safe and healthy. And in the same vein, there's recently an update from Wizards of the Coast response to the virus and how Arena is trying to help the community. So let's read it straight from their website.
Okay.
Do you want me to send it to you so you can read along?
Sure.
All right, let me just do that real quick. I think it's really cool what they are doing, because they recognize that the playing Magic is a time-consuming thing for a lot of people who are stuck at home, and they want to make the variety as wide as possible, and they also want to make sure that... Whoa. Oh, what is going on? You're calling me right now?
Yeah. Hi.
Oh, this is wild. Hi.
We're doing a video call.
Hey, what's going on?
What's up?
Oh, cool. We're just hanging out at the studio. What are you doing?
Sorry.
All right, cool. We just had a video call while we're sitting across from each other. Anyway, so the Wizards of the Coast response to the virus situation. COVID-19 is changing the daily lives of many of us in the Wizards of the Coast community and the world at large. The health and safety of our employees, fans, and partners are a top priority and first responsibility. As the situation continues to evolve, we'll be paying close attention and continue working on the new initiatives that will help our community stay connected to their local stores, increase opportunities and formats for online play, and offer support to the stores in our Wizards Play network who are bearing the brunt of the restrictions on social gatherings. So on that note, if you can support your local game store by ordering something online or whatever, if you're thinking about buying something Magic related or gaming related, hit up your local game store. I'm sure they're moving a lot of their commerce to online stuff. So that's a big suggestion. You don't want to see these stores. These stores, from my experience, kind of struggle to get by at certain points, and without all the weekly events and having people come to the store to play in tournaments, they're not going to see a lot of income, and you don't want your local game store to go out of business after all this, and then you have nowhere to go, and then there's going to be a lot of time till another one opens up. So there's going to be waves of this stuff, looking forward, just businesses going out of business, people not having the money to do stuff. This is just going to be an awful situation for everyone. But the little bit that you can help now, that would be my recommendation. Just if you have an extra couple bucks that you were going to pay someone on eBay, look for your local game store, see if they sell online. So back to the website. We know this is a difficult time, and we're hopeful that maintaining some normalcy around our streaming shows, competitions, and games can offer some comfort and togetherness in the coming weeks. So read below for more specific steps we're taking. So they're doing some changes to events. So in the past weeks, we followed the official guidance from the CDC and health advisories of local governments and canceled in-person events. we are working on providing new and updated solutions for our organized play. So what they did is they updated the competitive season and event schedule on Arena. So they added 24/7 Brawl. Brawl is like the fun queue, the fun format that you can only use one of a certain card. You have a commander, your life total stays higher. It's a bit of a slower game, but it's a bit more aggressive of a game. Like there's a lot more time involved. Brawl has been a point of contention on Arena because they only limited it to Wednesdays to play for free, but if you wanted to pay X amount of gold, you could play it whenever you wanted. So it's a very like controversial subject. So with this whole thing, they've opened it up so you can play whenever, which is really cool. A lot of people are happy about that. They had also in the beginning of the month said they were going to change draft formats. They were going to take away the most recent set, ranked draft, which is the one that you can technically draft for free, which is you can pay gold to enter it. They took away the rotating new format, so they're going to leave it for the time being so people can still get used. They can add to their collections and get familiar with the new set still.
Good.
Like there was a couple like changes that they had a couple weeks ago before all this was really unfolding that they kind of went backwards on and then like spun it in a way better way for the current situation. So that's really good. And then keeping connected. So it says, as city governments take unprecedented steps to protect public health and increase social distancing, we recognize the toll this has taken and the isolation has on our vibrant gaming communities around the world. So we're working diligently to address the impact this has had on our local game stores and players. There's a Twitch channel. It's the Magic Twitch channel, and every Thursday at 2 p.m. Pacific time, they do a week. It's called Weekly MTG, and they basically it's like any other like sport update show. They'll update everybody on what's happening in the world of Magic, like at like real time. So you don't have to like wait for an update for a website. You don't have to wait for like a state of the game. Every Tuesday, they'll update people on what's happening where. So that's pretty cool.
Very cool.
And this is the coolest section because it's so much that they're adding to Arena and the ability to do different formats and bigger tournaments is what people probably wanted for a long time, and this is a great opportunity for Arena to do that. So again, with health and safety as our top priority, we're also working to limit the disruptions to our games and play patterns across all of our franchises. This includes delivering on our current Dungeons & Dragons adventure, altering our policies on Magic the Gathering pre-release events for Ikoria Lair of Behemoths, and transitioning many organized play opportunities to online. You can read more about that below. So, March 5th has already happened. That's the Historic Anthology 2 released in Arena. So those are a bunch of the older cards that they released for Historic. I actually crafted a few cards, made a couple Historic decks and played.
Yes.
It was pretty cool.
It's about time.
I crafted 4 Thalia, Guardian of Thrabins. She's like a 2/1 first strike for a white and a colorless, and she's a legendary creature. And she says on her ability is non-creature spells cost 1 more to cast, and like overall, like even yours. So she kind of like taxes things. It's the deck she's in is called Death and Taxes. That's the deck type. So I crafted for her, and I actually had a whole bunch of old because my Arena card collection is huge. Like I started playing a year and a half ago or whatever, so I have all the cards. And it's crazy how like when you're focused on Standard, you forget about all the cards that are in Historic that you own, which I forget about. So when this happened, I was like, oh, let me craft some Historic stuff. And then I also crafted a couple Waste Knots. I'll go over that deck in a little bit for another Historic deck that I was playing, which is a lot of fun. But so the Historic Anthology 2 came out March 17th, which was this week, Brawl and Theros on Arena. And that is basically what I was saying as Brawl is going to be no entry fee and will be available March 19th or April 16th. So basically if you want to play Brawl all the time, you have to it's called the Brawlers Guild Hall in the menu, like in the play mode. Click on that, and then you can play Brawl whenever.
Great.
Until April 16th, they might extend it. Who knows? Everything's happening at a very like day by day thing. But that's very cool. Brawl is fun. I've been playing Brawl on my Twitch streams with a couple of our new friends, which is a lot of fun. So we built a Brawl deck together the other night. They were just telling me like. So I don't really know. There is a metagame to Brawl, and I'm so detached from it.
Yeah.
They were just like, oh, it's basically this is this thing, and I was literally just like clicking cards, and I was like, hey, this sounds good, and got destroyed. So then I had to go back and look and actually like look at like a good Brawl deck and see like kind of what the strategy is, because in short, a Brawl deck shares colors with your commander. So you take, do you remember this?
Yeah,
you take a legendary creature, and that's your commander. So all your cards in your deck can share or have to share the color. Like if it's a mono blue commander, everything can only be blue.
Okay.
But if it's a green, black, red creature, everything can be green, black, or red. You know.
Okay.
But you can only use one of every card.
Oh.
There can only be one copy of each card. There's no 4 copies, so there's just one of
How
any
many
card you
cards
want
are
to
in
use,
your deck?
and it's a 60 card deck.
Wow.
So it's a singleton format.
Wow.
So the concept is way different than what I'm used to. You know what I mean?
No duplicates.
No duplicates except basic lands. So it's.
What was your commander?
I used Corvold the Fey Cursed King for the first one. That's the dragon. That's a 4/4 dragon for 2 colorless, a green, a black, and a red.
Oh wow.
And when it comes into play, you sacrifice a permanent, and then Corvold says whenever you sacrifice a permanent, it gets a +1/+1 counter, and you draw a card.
Okay.
So he does and then whenever it attacks, you have to sacrifice a permanent. But whenever you sacrifice a permanent, he gets bigger, and you draw a card. So there's like this give and take from him.
You can only have one legendary creature in a Brawl deck?
You can only have one commander. So your commander is your commander, right?
Yeah.
And it stays like off to the side in the command zone. It's like it's another zone in that format.
Okay.
And then you can cast it. It's not in your deck. Like it's actually just like off to the side.
Yeah.
And then when you get the mana to cast it, you can cast it, and it'll be in play. But if it gets killed, it goes back to the command zone.
Yeah.
And then it costs 2 more colorless to cast the next time. So they make it harder and harder to cast every time it dies. It can go to the graveyard. It can go to your hand. Like there's options when it dies.
That is so cool.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
Who invented that?
No idea. Wizards of the Coast. I don't know. Yeah, the
Somebody came up with that.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. It's fun to play. I built a couple more decent Brawl decks that I've been playing. So shout out to everybody who was playing on Twitch and stuff with the Brawl stuff the other night. It's a lot of fun. So
60 different cards.
60 different cards.
That's
and one commander. Yeah.
Hard.
Yeah,
That's
it is.
hard.
That's why I was like, when I was building it, I was just like, this is green, this is red, this is black. Like they had to share colors.
Yeah.
I was like, this is a good card. This is a good card. This is good. And I was like,
That must be such a diverse meta.
not winning. Yeah, there is, but it's not.
It seems to me that there'd be a lot of room to figure out something that no one else is playing.
It's unfortunate, but from what I've seen is that, well, historic Brawl is different. I think standard Brawl, because there's different, right? There's like standard legal cards, and then there's historic Brawl.
Yeah.
Historic Brawl is all revolving around Field of the Dead, because Field of the Dead is unbanned. That's the land that makes the zombies. Remember that? They unbanned that. So now every Brawl deck has a Field of the Dead in it and stuff that makes zombies.
Oh god.
Or it revolves around some like weird combo-y thing that's like makes it unfun to play against your opponent, which is what happens in Magic all the time. Which is why like I feel like you're punished for ingenuity, exactly, and being creative, which is unfortunate because I built a deck today that I was like, I want to build around, and I just keep getting like matched up against a mono red player, and I can't even play test for fun without somebody being in the fun queue playing mono. You know what I mean? Like I just want to like play and not have to worry about it. That's why I mentioned like
Field of the Dead. That would annoy the shit out of me.
You know,
I can't believe they banned it and unbanned it.
Yeah, because they released a card in the historic anthology called Ghost Quarter, and it's a land that destroys a land.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like they thought that was the answer. They're like, okay, we can unban Field of the Dead because we have Ghost Quarter. That's not an answer. It's like a one. It's not a
You
one.
can
for
only
one.
have one card. You can only have one of those
Mhm.
answers
Mhm.
in a 60-card deck, not 4
Right.
or even 2.
Right. And there's cards that search your library for lands. So.
You know what that is?
Okay, so
Slap to the face.
their Theros Beyond Death ranked draft is going to be available from
Punch to the
Thursday,
face.
with their regular bi-weekly rotating draft. So they're keeping that in line too, which is great.
That's from Nacho Libre. Sorry.
I don't like that movie.
Oh,
I don't like Jack Black.
one of my
We've gone over
favorite
this. Friday Night Magic at Home starting on March 20th, which is super cool. So,
okay, yeah, I'm with you.
Friday Night Magic at Home in Magic Gathering Arena. So 3 Friday Night Magic events that will give all MTG players a place to play familiar experiences. Wow, is it already? It's like that was this weekend. We're already at the 22nd. Holy crap. I didn't realize we're so late into March. Oh no, March 27th. Okay, it starts this Friday, which means March 27th, April 3rd, April 10th, for each for 24 hours, running Thursday at midnight to Friday at midnight. Anyone with an MTG Arena account can play. No entry fee. Formats are March 27 Challenger decks. Choose between 4 pre-constructed 2020 Challenger decks and jump in to challenge others. So you don't need a collection of cards. It's not like going into your local game store with just like whatever you got. Like everybody will be on the same level with decks that they choose, and you play with each other. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
April 3rd, it's all access. So that is build a deck with any cards in standard, whether they're in your collection or not. So that gives, they open up your collection. You can play with every card. You don't have to own it, which is really cool. Play others, build more decks, play against, rinse, repeat. So it gives you an option to see what card, if you haven't crafted certain things, you don't have wild cards. April 3rd, you get to build decks with cards you don't own, play Friday Night Magic with people, have fun, see what you want to craft or whatever, and that's only for 24 hours, but that's really cool. They open it up again.
Very cool.
And then April 10th is Historic Brawl. Build 60-card Brawl deck with your standard historic cards in battle. So that's a Friday Night Magic for April 10th. So get your Field of the Deads ready, and you know,
I won't be there.
the historic Brawl. So, but that's really cool. That's on Arena. That's like you actually are like, all right, I'm going to sit down at whatever o'clock and play with other people on Friday night rather than driving to the game store and going.
That is cool.
Yeah, so that's really neat. That starts on the 27th and runs for 3 Fridays. And they say the goal with these formats is to provide fun ways to play Friday Night Magic-like environment, whether you're downloading MTG Arena for the first time or you've been playing since the open beta. So that's really, really cool. And then, so this is the coolest one that I didn't know that Chris, we were in Discord earlier watching Ian paint some magic altars, which I'll get to in a second. But Chris mentioned that they're doing this Grand Prix, which is a tournament format. Like a whole bunch of them got canceled. That they're doing it on Arena, which is just like
Wow.
unprecedented. That they're doing a large-scale tournament via Arena because Magic Gathering Online, the other very basic-looking one, does a lot of tournaments and stuff. I've never played Magic Gathering Online. Like I just don't want to like dip into another format or style of play that I could spend more money on and then get sucked into 2 different things.
I
just
don't like that
focus-
it even exists. I hate that there's stupid.
It's, you know, and it's like, it's the one where more serious play it because you can get all the old cards. Like you can legitimately have all the cards in Magic. Like you get Moxes, you can have Ancestral Recalls, you can have all that stuff. And then you could have standard stuff and you can draft. They do a lot more there.
It's less video gaming, right?
It is way less video gaming. It's literally just like pictures and text. Like I hate looking at it. When players that I enjoy watching play, when they do a Magic Gathering Online stream or video, I can't watch it because it's just like you'll see a card that's on the screen and it just turns sideways and then it's like a whole like menu will pop up like add 1 green, add 1 blue. Like it's aesthetically it's a nightmare. But what they offer is like incredible for people who want to play lots and lots of different formats. Anyway, so for this, Arena is offering a Magic Fest, which was formerly known as Grand Prix. So those are the big tournaments that are like a level below a Pro Tour.
Mm-hmm.
And it says, Magic Fest Online, As announced by our partner Channel Fireball Events, Magic Fest Online is a brand new way to compete for Players Tour points and Player Tour Finals invitations, as well as cash prizes. So this is from their announcement. Magic Fest Online is a tournament series played on Magic the Gathering Arena, pitting players from around the globe against each other for cash prizes and invites to the Players Tour. Daily qualifiers will run at 3 a.m., 9 a.m., 3 p.m., and 9 p.m. Pacific to give all players a convenient time to play, each with an entry fee of $25. Players finishing 5-1 or better will advance to the weekly championship. As an added bonus, each player that plays in a Magic Fest Online Daily Qualifier will receive one coupon for one free booster draft at a live Magic Fest up to a $20 value. So you are getting something physical in return eventually when we're all allowed to go out again and gather in large groups. So you pay $25 to get into one of these, you get a coupon for a real life booster draft with $20.
Cool.
So it's basically you're paying in credit, like you put it in at one point and then you'll get it back in another. So each weekly championship is a 2-day tournament with day 1 on Saturday and day 2 on Sunday. Players are competing for a $25,000 cash prize pool, with the top 8 receiving invites to the Players Tour Series 2 and the top 32 receiving invitations to the season finals. The tournament is 8 rounds on day 1, with players with 6 wins or more advancing to day 2. Magic Pro League and Rivals League members are invited to the weekly championship, so the competition will be tough. So there's ongoing, like the Magic Pro League and the Rivals League are things that exist already, like tournament leagues. So those will be integrated into this. So you'll get like pro level people also competing with us noobs out there.
Are you gonna play? You're gonna
I
stream
can play
it?
one. I mean, of course. I mean, I'll have to do one. You know what I mean? Like this is such a cool thing that they're doing. Like I have to do
You
one.
have to do it.
The season finals is a 2-day tournament with $50,000 cash prize pool, 32 players, Tour Series 2 invitations, and 2 invites to Players Tour Finals in Minneapolis up for grabs. So these are all new events for Magic Esports and our partner Channel Fireball Events that we're excited to share with the world as quickly as we can. You can expect a few bumps in the road, so all you folks out there who will be complaining about the inevitable things that are wrong with it, just bear with them. Because they're doing this for us. They're not doing it for anything else except to make our community be able to deal with this situation, you know?
Magic Pro League logo is awesome. She got a hat with that.
Is that the one? Does it have the...
It's got orange and it's got MPL.
Oh, I've seen, yeah, it's kind of like a sideways triangle.
It's awesome.
So you can expect times, formats, and other details that change as Magic Fest Online ramps up. If you're ready to be amongst the first to join Magic Fest Online with registration beginning on March 22nd, that's tomorrow, be sure to read Channel Fireball's full announcement for registration, information, and details. So that's a lot of fun. That's something that if you're out there and you've never gotten to do a serious tournament, but you want to, if you're someone who was scared like myself to like go to a large event with a whole bunch of people and you're not ready to be immersed in that social situation, it's perfect. You can sit at home at the comfort of your own home behind a computer screen and just you can do it there. You don't have to worry about like the noise and the pressure and the
judge. The computer.
Computer will do it.
Handles the rules.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Can't
so
cheat.
that's really exciting. It's very exciting.
Is flying an ability?
Is flying an ability? Judge? Is flying an ability? I don't think it is.
Yeah, it is.
I don't think it is. That's great. So hopefully this stuff was helpful for you folks out there who have not seen it. Thanks to Chris for bringing that to my attention about the Magic Fest Online thing. I'm glad I looked into it so I can bring you some info there.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Moving on to my ladder progress. Some people I have seen that I had an awful week in the beginning of the week. I plummeted from almost Platinum 2 all the way back to Platinum 4, the beginning of Platinum 4. So that was about 12 losses in a row. And I posted my graph on Twitter. With a pretty bummed caption. But I mean, if you're doing anything like we do, and we play games with the intent on being good at them, it is a bummer to lose a whole bunch in a row because all the progress that you just spent and all that high, all that happiness, all that satisfaction you had in yourself, all is just so quickly just taken away, right? You lose 9 games in a row, 12 games in a row, you're like, should I even be playing this game? Like, what am I doing wrong? You know what I mean? But everybody goes through it, you know, as everybody usually replies on those kind of posts. Like, everybody goes through it. You just got to keep going, and that's true. That is the at the end of the day, that is the truth of it. You just got to keep going, leave your losses behind, but in the moment, it's pretty sucky, you know. Like, you put all the time to get to this pinnacle, and then it's just like somebody came up behind you, just kicked you, and you just go rolling down the hill, you know.
Yeah.
But then, you know, the roll down the hill stopped, and then I got up and down, up and down, and up, and so, and then I got back to Platinum 2. Sorry, Platinum 3, because I was a Platinum 4.
Mm-hmm.
4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, so I was at the beginning of Platinum, got all the way back up to Platinum 3.5. So that's where I'm at. So I'm basically where I started last week when we started talking.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I'm at Platinum 3 with 1 win. All week long, all I've advanced is 2 wins, essentially, from where I was last week. Which sucks.
I lost a lot of games since the last time
Yeah.
we talked too. I have not gained any.
And it's okay. And I mean, it's okay, but it's also just a bummer when you put a lot of time and effort into it. You're like, what am I doing?
Yeah, I had a homebrew. I had a little bit of success and then started just losing. But it was a really fun homebrew that I wish was more successful. But I mean, it was probably successful at lower levels if you were a lower level player. It's a meme deck.
Right.
Which is a meme name for a creative, awesome idea.
Yeah. I'm with you there.
It's not a ladder deck.
It's not. They do that in Magic too. If it's not a ladder deck, it's a meme deck. Like, it's like, oh, it's just a joke. It's just stupid. Well, maybe not. You know, like maybe it actually, because it's using cards that don't get used in top tier decks, doesn't mean that it's should be dismissed. You know.
Absolutely, especially if you know how to pilot the deck. Yeah.
So mono red is still a problem. It's absolutely ridiculous how many times I faced mono red in a matchup on the ladder.
It's a problem child.
Absolutely ridiculous. So since I started tracking my progress with the untap.gg tracker, my matches against mono red are 27 wins, 34 losses, and that's 27 plus 34. That's 61 matches out of 216 minus 61. So there's been a 6 and 6, 12. So about a third, 3/4 of my matches have been against mono red, which is a lot, I feel. Yeah. And then in constructed events, so that's ladder. In constructed events, the other night I was just laughing at because the constructed event you pay 500 gold to get into, and then you play test whatever against mono red. So these are people who pay money to get into an event.
Yeah.
And 65.
It was still people playing mono red. 93
matches against mono red.
Ugh.
Again, so 147 plus 178 equals 325. So I'm rounding, I'm using very loose math, but that's almost a third of my matches are against mono red. In a format that's like not as serious, it's just like a, kind of a little bit less serious, but you're still paying off the ladder and you're just winning gold and you're winning some cards or whatever at the end if you do well enough. But man, oh man, it's just like, what is it, demoralizing when you're like, so I built the deck today, last night, and today. Like, I had this idea, and you know how I like Reanimator stuff, bring stuff back from the graveyard. Like, I put this card called Heartwarming Redemption into my deck that I built last night. It's an instant that costs 2 colors, a white and a red. And it says, discard your hand, draw that many cards +1, and gain life to how many cards you have in your hand.
Oh, that sounds like a Warlock deck.
Okay.
Keep going.
All right. So it's red and white, so the colors aren't really flavored for reanimator stuff. You need black to bring stuff back from the graveyard. So all I did was put red and white big creatures and planeswalkers in there, and only put Command the Dreadhorde, which is that sorcery that you take things out of either graveyard. It deals damage to you for casting costs, and then you get them into play. That's the only black card I put in there. And then I just put a whole bunch of big red and white creatures. It needs time to get going, right? You need to. So Heartwarming Redemption is like if you have big creatures in your hand and like a couple extra lands, you want to get them into the graveyard because you want to bring them back from the graveyard. It's like, oh, perfect card, right? You get to discard your whole hand, draw more cards, so that gets you deeper in your deck, so you can draw your sorcery or whatever, your Command the Dreadhorde. So like, okay, I got it to a point. I play tested a couple times in the play queue, but even there, like there's mono red play. I'm like, as soon as I see like a mountain and a fervent champion, I just quit. Like I just don't even give. Like if you, all right, I'm sure other people share my frustration. I mean, I'm not trying to like dig on people who play that deck, but it's just like there's so many Magic cards out there, man. Play different ones, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I play tested a couple times. It's like, okay, it needs a little bit more removal, it needs a little this, it needs a little that. So I took it into
I'm looking up Fervent Champion.
Fervent Champion. Yeah, Fervent Champion is a gnarly card, especially when there's like multiples in your opponent's opening hand, because they give other knights +1/+0 when they attack.
First strike haste for 1, a 1/1 for 1, first strike haste. Whenever it attacks another target attacking knight you control gets +1 until end of turn. Equip abilities, you activate that target. Fervent Champion costs 3 less to activate.
Yeah. So basically, if you have 3 Fervent Champions out, they all activate off of one another. So they give target knights +1/+0. So if you attack with 3 Fervent Champions, they each give each other that buff. So if you attack with 3, you're attacking for 6.
Yeah.
And somebody did that to me today. That's I actually posted on Twitter. Like I was trying to play test this deck. Turn 2. Turn one, they played a mountain and a Fervent Champion and they attacked for 1.
Yeah.
Turn 1 for me was a tap, like a land that comes to play tap, but with a scry.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I play my land, I look at my top card in my library.
Yeah.
Then turn 2, they played a mountain, they played a Fervent Champion, and then another Fervent Champion, because they only cost 1 red.
So
you had 3 out.
2. Oh my god.
And then attacks, and they all buff each other. So he's attacking for 6 on turn 2, and he already
so
did
now
1.
he's already 7. You're already
I'm already
behind
at
by
13.
7 on
I'm already
turn
at
2.
13, and I haven't even untapped the land yet.
That's bullshit.
So I conceded. I was like, I can't play test a deck where I'm going to be dead in 2 turns. So
that should cost 1 red, 1 colorless.
You know what costs 1 red, 1 colorless is a goddamn fucking Robber of the Rich, which takes your cards off the top of your library every turn, and it has haste. It's a 2/2. And red is just so overpowered, and I get real heated.
That's
ironically
awful.
enough. It's just you can't play Magic when you're playing against. You can't have.
Can we COP red?
You can't. What?
Can we just COP red?
What's that mean?
Circle of Protection red?
Oh, COP. I thought you were saying C, like visualize OP red. And I was like, maybe that's a Hearthstone thing. I know, right? Can they bring back Circles of Protection?
Thank you.
Sick. That'd be sick.
That'd be amazing.
Circle of Protections were so actually overpowered at the time. Pay 1 colorless to prevent all damage from a certain color. Like, come on, yeah, bring it back, please. But so I went to play test this deck because I was like, okay, Heartwarming Redemption, get rid of all your stuff in here. Because originally I was doing like things that were like the card Discovery, where you surveil 2, and if one of them was a big creature, you could put it in your graveyard. So it was very slow to put things into your graveyard. So this was like, if I have a whole handful of creatures, I can just get rid of them and then draw deeper. Every match I played in the standard event was against a mono red player. So I tried 3 standard events, so I wasted 1,500 gold trying to play test it. So I went to the play queue also. People playing mono red over there. People playing decks that like see what my deck is about to do and they quit. So they do what I do, but they kind of was catching on. Like I would actually have a few lands in play and actually.
God forbid they let you resolve it into
Exactly,
your thing.
exactly. So it's just a frustration that I have, but maybe it's better suited to like maybe I could just hit up somebody on Discord or through the friend chat and be like, hey, you want to play test this with me? Because I did make a couple new friends via Twitch streaming and stuff, which I've been doing, who have been a lot of fun and just like playing friendly matches. So if you're listening and you want to play friendly matches, please hit me up if I'm on Arena and we have our Arena names shared. Hit me up because it's just frustrating to come up with ideas and try to put them into play. Yeah. Right, but not have a fair shot at trying to see like what is wrong with your deck. Like what does it need? Can it do without? Like if you're just playing against somebody who's going to kill you on turn 3, you have no idea how your deck's going to work. You know. But I'm going to post that deck list in the show notes.
20 life. That's all you have when you start.
That's all you have. 20. And you're if you're playing against mono red, you're down to 10 by turn 2. So you essentially start with a 10 life handicap. But I also was playing how I was leveling up. I was excuse me. I played a couple matches I went into best of 3 because what I have learned is that people play mono red in best of 1 because it's fast. Because you have no sideboard because it's just aggressive.
That's what the Demon Hunter is going to be.
Yeah, it's just super fast, right?
Super fast, aggressive.
Your opponent really doesn't have a chance to catch up, which I should have learned a lot sooner. So playing in best of 3, I've learned that you get more diverse selection of decks, and best of 3 is definitely the purest form of Magic because that's what you play in person. Yeah. You have a sideboard that you can refer to when you're playing a deck that probably has a certain card that you can't deal with in your main deck. So I was playing a version of a Sultai like mid-range control that Andrea Mengucci was playing all week. Basically, it just revolves around Uro and Casualties of War and Nissa and Hydroid Krasis and then some disruption spells. I actually put that list in a couple show notes ago. It might have been actually last week's, but that deck performs really well in best of 3. So if you're sitting out there wondering if you should play best of 1 or best of 3, if you're frustrated, suck it up and play best of 3, because if your deck is designed in a way where you have answers to those troublesome decks that are out there in your sideboard, then you should be all right. And trying to just take like a new idea deck to the ladder and not have a sideboard and then face mono red every time, you can get discouraged and you just lose your ranks and stuff. So yeah, that's my opinion on best of 1 versus best of 3. We've gone over that on the podcast a couple times. Best of 3 is definitely the best way to play. So I'm gonna put that. My heartwarming redemption deck basically. I've got Jarkasets in there. I've got Wanderers in there. I've got Villas, Broker of Bloods in there. I've got that new dragon that's a 5/5 that gives everybody double strike when it comes into play. And I've got Perforos, the enchantment god that gives everybody haste, and then you can actually pay 3 to put a red creature from your hand into play, and then it gets haste. You have to sacrifice it. It's just another take on Reanimator stuff. I'll post a link in the show notes.
I like Double Strike.
Yeah, Double Strike's awesome. I had somebody down to 1. I can't believe I lost that match too. I had somebody down to 1. They put 2 creatures out. They were at like 19, and I did 18 points of damage to them in 1 turn. And they had something. They had like a pump spell that I didn't see coming, and it was a good game. That actually we just like beat each other up in 2 turns. Like we're both up near 20, but that's the game. And then finally, I'm gonna send you this
Mana Drain.
So I sent you a photo of Mana Drain.
Got it.
So it's from the Ultimate Master set, and Mana Drain's an old Magic card. It costs 2 blue. It's an instant. It says counter target spell, and then at the beginning of your next main phase, add an amount of colorless mana to your mana pool equal to that spell's converted mana cost. So your spell costs 4, I counter it, then I get 4 colorless during my next main phase.
Enthusiasm is no match for preparation.
Telling me. So this afternoon, a few of us from our Rhode Island Discord group, and one of our friends over in the Mythic Legendaries Discord group, Ian, he does altars. Like he paints. There's a whole world,
Send me an invite.
What?
To that group.
Oh, I didn't
The
send you one?
Discord group?
I didn't send you one? I thought I sent you one a while back. I'll invite you again. Sure.
Okay.
So he does altars. Like it's a world of art that people take
Is
magic
this
arts
sexy?
and they like. So that actually came up in conversation today. Yes, to a point where it's like gross. Like there's like that world, and then there's like the one where we're at, which is like the
More art.
the art focused one, not the like tentacles and boobs. You know, it's like. So I'm gonna send you. So you see. So I sent Mox the original version of the card that I found online.
Which is beautiful.
So Ian today hosted a video of himself painting and altering a mana drain, like in real life. So he was painting with us, and we were watching him paint. He was doing kind of like a.
It goes over the regular card.
Mm-hmm. So essentially,
okay.
yeah. So you take the actual card and
Yeah.
he paints it with paintbrushes and all
Oh,
that.
cool. I can't wait to see it.
So I'm going to send you the photo that he sent of the finished version, which is absolutely incredible. And shout out to Ian. There we go. If any of y'all need
Wow.
right?
Oh my
Isn't
god.
that incredible? So anybody out there is into altars or whatever, I have the person for you. He does individual commissions on single cards. So this I'm like staring at it because what I was saying earlier to him while we were on, we were just I was playing Magic and he was painting and we were having great conversations. Great group of people.
That is so cool.
I wonder. I asked him. I was like, "Do you take before and after photos?" It was because he was kind of like midway through, and he's like, "No, not really." And I was like, in my head, I was like, "That would be that's even more like dramatic for somebody who's questioning, like, oh, do I really need, or why would I want my card to be altered or whatever?"
Yeah.
And this is like exactly why, because I sent you the original, and you were like, "Oh, that's pretty," and now the altered version is just like.
High def.
It's so sick. Ian, great job. I hope you get many commissions over your course. Oh, there's a dog in the background. Do you see the little dog top right corner by the casting
Oh
press?
yeah.
What's up, dog? Is that Ted? I think that's what you were saying. But anyway, so yeah, I mean, and then if you go online too, and if you just look for MTG altars and stuff, like you were wondering if there was sexy ones, there are definitely sexy ones, and they're not for the faint of heart. And then there's like these kind who are like really art focused and art centric. So I just want to shout out the Rhode Island Magic Discord group and Mythic Legendaries Discord group and all the folks who take time and effort to join each other's channels, share ideas, share conversation. It's really good to keep up with people, especially in a time where being in person just isn't an option. And it's really nice to because I started streaming a lot more. And you probably noticed I was trying to stream every day. I didn't stream yesterday just because I was at work and I was really tired when I got home. Whether there's one person watching or 5 people watching, or maybe one day 100 people will be watching, I do it for fun. I do it for I kind of describe it as like a little bit of escape, especially now with all the stress that's going on outside.
Yes.
It's a chance to play Magic with one another, talk about what's going on, and just have a good time. So twitch.tv/Mythic Legendaries Podcast, all one word. That's where I personally stream, but I also talk about our podcast. I talk about life. I talk about everything. So
Cool.
If you want to come by, add me on Twitch. I always announce when I'm doing it on Twitter and stuff. So thanks for the support and people just sharing the ideas and supporting one another. Like not just like supporting us because we do something that needs support. I just think nowadays it's just nice to have interactions which act as like a support of just people's morale and like just things are going on in the world that are really rough for everybody. So a little escape, a little support, it's really important. So thanks again to all the Rhode Island Magic and Mythic Legendaries Discord groups. I really appreciate it. And
awesome.
So hopefully this week in my Magic segment has helped people, especially if people looking for stuff to do over these next quarantined months, days, weeks, whatever's going on. So and then again, if you want to play Magic, hit me up on either our Discord or in the Arena client if we're friends.
That's awesome.
Yeah. What you got for me?
I got nothing.
Nothing.
Just, oh boy, I just got an email saying the U.S. Senate is debating a pandemic stimulus bill today. Oh, some carriers, blah, blah, blah. Oh boy, it's just a scary time.
Fingers crossed for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very scary.
Yeah. I wish everybody the best.
Yeah, I wish you all the best. Good luck. We love you. Keep in touch. Come back for episode 39.
Yeah. Let us know if we can do anything. Let us know if you want us to chat about anything. Let us know what you're playing, what you're doing, what you're planning on doing, because as everybody gets more and more secluded, the ideas tend to shrivel up a little bit too. But if we could all share thoughts and ideas and stuff, we could probably come up with some cool topics and some cool stuff to do, like a tournament of our own, like the players in our Discord group.
Yeah,
just
that'd be
a fun
a dream.
thing. So
yeah.
let us know what you think about that, and and as always, come back for the next one.
Yep. Connect with us at Mythic Legendary singular on Twitter at Mythic Legendary.
Yep.
On Discord, discord.me/Mythic Legendaries.
Yep.
Send us an email about anything, mythiclegendaries@gmail.com. And please tell a friend.
Yeah.
We
Share
really
it.
appreciate
Tell
you.
a friend. We appreciate word of mouth. That's the best form of advertising, and we appreciate everybody who's stuck with us this far. We hope you're happy, healthy, and safe.
Yes.
We'll talk to you next time.
Agora belongs to the Titans.
Sure does. Whew.
Great pod.
Ear is warm. Grape pod. Grape pods. No skin to skin contact. It's funny,